Hey, what's up guys? Want to do another Zippo related video today for you. Today I'm talking about Zippo tricks, alright, because I get a lot of messages about Zippo tricks. Questions like, what's the best Zippo to use for a Zippo trick? Should I get something that's smooth? Should I get something with texture? Should I get something, should I get the Armor Zippo because it's stronger? Well, I'm going to have future videos on those topics specifically because I am actually getting more Zippos in the mail that I'm going to possibly even review and do some more Zippo talk in the future. But the point of this video is to remind you that all Zippo tricks are gross abuse of your lighter. The Zippos are not meant to be flipped open. They're not meant to take that kind of constant abuse, because it is abuse to the lighter and it will eventually break your lighter. Now, one of the greatest things about Zippos is the warranty. Doesn't matter how you break it, even if you broke it on purpose, you send it back, they'll fix it for free. Fix it or replace it. However, it's still a waiting period. If you don't happen to live in Bradford, where you can walk in and just have them fix it right while you're waiting, which is actually pretty cool. I've done that when I visited. If you sit there at the visitor center in Bradford, Pennsylvania, they'll fix it for you, so you don't have to worry about shipping or anything. But most people don't have that opportunity to actually walk in. So you're without your Zippo for the shipping process, and of course letting it go through their system and all that. So obviously you don't want your Zippos to break. But the point is, when you're doing Zippo tricks, you're doing all kinds of stuff with your Zippo. All right, if you're dropping open, what is that doing? You're putting a lot of pressure, the entire weight of the lighter, okay, on that hinge. All right, even if you're doing something like snapping it open, it's not meant to do that. Okay, this is a lighter that was a gift to me. It has my initials on it. I really like it. It has a lot of sentimental value to me. Been doing Zippo tricks. Obviously, you've been seeing lately some videos with it. Been playing around with it personally, and I actually had to rebend the hinge a little bit because as you can see, it's slightly off. Doesn't look like much, but it's off just enough right there. All right. Now, taking the insert out, you can actually kind of realign this just a little bit by hand, but it's tricky because if you start moving this around too much, you can easily snap it off yourself. It will loosen your Zippos up. It will damage your Zippos. Doesn't matter if you have this model, doesn't matter if you have this model, and this one, doesn't matter if you have an Armor Zippo. The Armor Zippos are a little bit different. I will review one in the future. Basically, the case is thicker. That's all you're getting. The insert's the same in an Armor Zippo. The pin for the hinge is the same. The hinge itself is the same. It's just your case is a little thicker. All right, so it's a little bit more durable in that sense. But the point here is that on every single Zippo, you're relying on this piece. Okay, the pin, that tiny little piece of steel pin that goes through your hinge that connects your cap to the body. And every time you do a Zippo trick, you're possibly going to damage that pin. If it gets slightly bent, slightly misshapen, okay, your lid will start getting all kinds of messed up. Now you can see this one, it'll bend easily this way, but it doesn't really want, if I hold it, even with gravity, it doesn't really want to bend this way too much. Okay, so if I hold it like this, you can see, besides wanting to open, it doesn't want to bend, but if I turn upside down and hold it, you can see how much bends in there? That's because the actual pin is bent. Now, of course, I can remedy this very carefully by just twisting the other way. But you twist too much, of course you keep going back and forth with that little piece of metal, and it's going to snap off. All right. What helps this tremendously is having the case in. Helps to align everything a little bit. All right, so it's still functional. But you don't want to keep messing around with it. So because this was a gift, this is now being retired for Zippo tricks. I don't want a chance breaking it. It means a lot to me. So this will be a user Zippo. A lot of these Zippos on the table here have sentimental value because they've been gifts. Some of the viewers send them to me as a gift. They mean a lot. Some I haven't obviously even used yet. They still have the price tag on them. This is a nice gift to me. All right. Some I don't want to use because I don't want a chance breaking them. Zippos like this, where I got in a trade that I've literally had this exact same model, this flat black mat with the red border. I've had probably 6 or 7 of these. This one's still brand new. Got it in a trade. This one I will use in the future for Zippo tricks. Alright, some lighters I like to fill up to use, but I won't want to use them in Zippo tricks. In fact, this lighter here, if you remember when I first got this, I did an unboxing of it. It blew me away. It's a fantastic It's actually a replica of a Japanese style Zippo, but it's still really, really cool. I filled it up. Obviously you can see, we'll talk about that in a future video when your flame rises like a ghost and then disappears. But see if I can get it to do that again. Yes, no, maybe. All right. Anyway, if you remember the unboxing video, one of these claws, these pieces, was on the lid as well. Now that had popped off from, guess what? Doing Zippo tricks. All right. It's not meant to have that kind of abuse. So I'm retiring this one from Zippo tricks. This is just going to be a user one. The point of the video is to remind you that it will damage your lighters. You're talking about, you know, constant movement when you're flicking things around, holding the lid, using the weight of the Zippo like this. You're easily going to bend this tiny, thin, little tiny bar. Okay, it's like a paper clip in there. So just be really careful with your Zippos. Don't take anything that has sentimental value or physical value to you and start flipping around doing tricks, okay? People often will try different Zippo tricks constantly. They'll wear out their hinge, they'll break their hinge, their top will pop off completely. You know, that's what's mostly gonna happen. You're not gonna break your insert or anything. What's gonna happen is eventually the pin on the inside of your hinge will break and these two pieces will separate and your lid will be separate. That's all. Other things could happen. You could have your cam spring break, which is underneath the chimney. Okay, and that's what actually puts tension on your cam here. Keeps it in those two positions. A little bit more rare, but that could happen as well. Doing Zippo tricks, the piece of steel on the inside can actually bend out so that your cam doesn't catch it as well. All right, so they'll catch on the inside, it won't close right, stuff like that. But the most common problem you're gonna have with your Zippo breaking is literally your lid separating, okay, because your pin broke. And you can do home remedies and use something similar to put it kind of in there, but you don't want to mess around with that. You don't want to break your Zippos. But yeah, that's it. Zippo tricks will break your lighter. Don't be surprised if you start doing them and your lighter breaks. That's all. You're forewarned. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Take care.